guys. We are live. So 3, 2, 1, Larry, let's explain what's going on.
Welcome to our Big Idea podcast. We have a special guest who's going through special technical difficulties. We've got Katie Lamphere. We can't wait to talk to her. And somehow her camera and StreamYard are giving her a headache. But we're hoping any second she pops in. I just spoke to her via the phone, and she's anxious to get on. And obviously, we're always anxious to talk to Katie. She's such a good person. And besides being a veteran of our industry, she does so much for military veterans, which is obviously near and dear to our heart. So we're going to await her arrival, which hopefully will be any minute. Can't wait to see her. In the meantime, Mr. Silman, Mr. Larkin, while we're waiting for her entrance, tell us what's been going on, guys.
Gary, you first. You got some great news.
I'll be more than happy to say that I'm not traveling to Vegas because with the Connecticut weather, it would always add a challenge. But very excited about NADA. I've got several of my buddies and partners out there. Ken Luna, these guys with Gather Technology has put a deal together with a lot of companies, and the product's starting to take off. So Ken's going to be out there with the Ford Direct people. And I see Katie. And
hey, Katie.
There we go.
Katie, we're so glad to see you.
Yeah.
We made it.
Awesome.
Katie, I don't know if you heard, but I indicated that not only are you a veteran of the auto industry, but you do such remarkable work for our military veterans. So for anybody that doesn't know who the heck you are, why don't you let everybody know who you are and what you've been doing, please?
Thank you so much, you guys. Sorry about that. So I'm Katie, and I have Veterans in Automotive is the company that I have, along with Just Fitfo, and I am a Navy veteran. I'm a war veteran from Desert Storm, and so I have a 30-year career as well in automotive. And what I did, Larry and Mike and Gary, Mike, I know. I was going to say Bark and Larkin, but anyway. So, what I've done is I've taken the two of them, I collaborated it together, and I found my real purpose after many years of working retail and also on the dealer partner side. I said, you know what? There's something out there that's so much bigger than us. And as you know, Larry, as you know, there's a lot of dealers looking for great talent. There's a lot of great talent that comes from the military that's searching for positions. They really want to see like what's out here for me, and they have the training, they have the skill sets and
the discipline.
And it really truly is. And so, and a lot of times people don't know. Now, Larry, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think a lot of times there's people that are in this industry that are looking through resumes, regardless if it's on the dealer side, the vendor side, the OEM side, that are looking through some resumes and they don't quite understand what some of our veterans are putting on the resume, how that really correlates over to the positions they're looking for, right? So part of what I really focus on is the veterans, to say, hey, how can we help you? Let's help you with your resumes. Let's make that verbiage resonate with our industry, right? And vice versa, and help train the dealers. So that's where I'm like, you know what? There are so many amazing people out here that have the talent, that have the drive, the discipline, like you said, Larry, that just aren't aware of the opportunities or actually given the opportunity. So, and right now, I really want to mention that right now there's over 35,000 veterans that are trying to find a place to sleep at night, a meal to eat. There's thousands of veterans that have been laid off from different positions, that have now transferred out of transitioned out of the military into the civilian world and looking for those opportunities, that are trying to find a way to take care of their families. And I talk to them all the time. I'm running into people. I know when you guys are out and about, you're running into people and you're like, oh, thank you for your service. And this is not a horrible thing, but they're making almost minimum wage now. And so it's like, hey, how can we help them? And I won't get into the other stuff about the benefits that aren't really given properly to the military, but we'll talk about that later. So that's me, Larry. That's what I'm doing, you guys. That's my mission. And
It's
this
been
year,
said before that a country that doesn't take care of its veterans is not really a country. To not understand the importance and the value, but if you think about how much we pay congressmen and senators and for what little they do, and how little we pay veterans for how much they do, that's really a screwed up imbalance.
yeah, Larry, it is. And I'll tell you, when I went in the Navy, I joined the Navy in, the 80s. And my paychecks were like $200 and some every 2 weeks. And it was like, and it's crazy that I look at what they're earning now. Okay. All those years later. And honestly, it's pitiful to me. I shouldn't say that was pitiful, but people are risking their lives. I mean, for myself, I think about, I was on a ship as a young woman coming out of my A school and then put into Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Desert Cleanup, 2 Gitmos. I mean, it was crazy. And all of that and the things that we encounter in the future, right? Illnesses that we've encountered, PTSD, the things are real. And you guys mentioned that, Gary, when you posted about this, you mentioned Canines for Warriors, an amazing organization where our giveaways, so we have the giveaways at the events, and the giveaways for the tickets, that ticket money, that goes straight to them to help them rescue the dogs and train them to be service animals and gifted, because they're like $30-some thousand a piece for these veterans that need them and necessarily can't afford them, and no one's stepping up. So we've got people like them. They're one of the associations, and I stay with them as far as helping them raise money for that.
Well,
last year we raised a little bit, so we're going to do more this year.
So last year, that was a big fundraiser for your program, and now this year you've talked. If you could, I mean, I got a ton of questions and things like that I have for you, but talk about what you're doing this year. I posted your notice on my LinkedIn page with you're doing another event in Raleigh. Talk about that, please.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk about it, Gary. This is super exciting. So I thought last year was, it was what we call our first annual event. And I was really proud of that. And of course, nothing's ever good enough, right? Like for me, I always want it better. It's like, it's okay. And people are like, good job, Katie. And I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden it's like, it was crazy. You guys had me on here. Other people reached out to me. We had ABC News come. So we had the news involved. And guess what? So this year, I have partnered, and this is thrilling. So there is a facility here called Rush Hour Karting. There's 2 locations. One's in Morrisville, which is the Raleigh where I'm having this, and one's in Garner, North Carolina. So the owners of Rush Hour Karting are veterans, and the GM that runs it are veterans. If you look at this website on Rush Hour Karting, this is insane. This is like F1 racing. We've got golf simulators. It's all in the video, right? It's crazy. And we had reached out, and I thought this would be a great place because it's cars, it's got, like all these things, and we could bring the veterans in and see what we can do. And so they actually said, hey, I want to help you. And I'm like, okay. And so, so they've actually donated quite a bit to help have this event happen. Now, it's not inexpensive, let's put it that way, to make it happen, but it's worth every bit of effort and dime that gets put into it. And this is an amazing location that fits 300 people. We will have all day, unlimited, like there's the agenda that's there. We have amazing speakers all day long. We have different organizations on site that will be interviewing the veterans all day in a different room. They can still come in. We have catered lunch there this year. We have Damien Boudreau is our keynote speaker. We all love Damien. So I love Damien Boudreau. Drive Centric, Steve Rossler is going to be there speaking. And Drive Centric is this was amazing to me. They are one of our partner sponsors for this event. How incredible is that, you guys, like for that team? And when Steve and I were talking about this and knowing that the gentleman that I ended up speaking with there, his family's military, his parents, and it's just such a small world, right? Like, and there's so many people reaching out to say, hey, we want to be a part of this. So we've got a couple other really great speakers. Demetrius Naylor, as you know, he has now launched SOS, which is Standards Over Shortcuts. We've been, gosh, he was a speaker with us last year, and I've known him for several years. And so he is actually speaking. He's a Marine veteran and going to share his journey this year. He's currently right now with Hudson, but he's launched his company.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys saw that. And then I have Gretchen Seidel, who is absolutely amazing. She's going to be, she was a sponsor last year, and now she's going to come speak. And I'm sure you guys know Gretchen. We've known each other for years and kind of gone through this industry together. So Riley Sorrell, you guys know Riley. Okay, love Riley. She's got an amazing story she's going to be sharing as a speaker. You guys, we got Riley from DPS that's going to be speaking now, right? Which is crazy. She's going to tell why this is so important to her, this event. And then we have Michael Barrick. So you know Michael, the Fixed Ops Doc, right? Michael is also a speaker and a sponsor where he's going to be giving away a trophy. He'll be presenting a trophy. And there's different sponsorships for that as well. So, and we have that. Gosh, we've got competitions that we're running, a F1 style race competition. But most importantly, we're going to be really pouring into these veterans and other automotive people, right? Like, we want to support our people in this industry to help them grow and know, like, how, like, what else can we do? I mean,
I was gonna ask you that from last year, Katie.
Yeah.
You know, we've have a wonderful group of collaborators that we've all now have found, and we're sharing ideas. But this vision with the military and the auto, you know, everyone has the perception of the auto industry as a bad place, not nice, and so the thing is that, but there are plenty of still family owned and operated places that, you know, thrive in their local community. But are they, I mean, we have a shortage of mechanics. I would think that anybody in the military that had learned any trade, mechanics is a talented individual, and parts and organization. And not everybody wants to be a salesperson. And everyone thinks that when they go to work for a car dealership, they got to go and they don't want to be the pushy sales people. But now, today, as we start we're watching the, what do I want to say, the rebirth of an auto industry that is back to catering to the customer, not taking advantage of the customer and not beating them up. And with regulations and government, everybody has to do it correct. You can't just, you know, throw things against the wall and think it's going to stick. You know, so parts people learn how to manage a parts department. Where are you? Last year, did they get more hires in the service and the parts and the fixed ops, or does it still take a Larry to come into the market and bring in people? Because there's two different, because the military, they're looking for stability. You know, some people aren't looking for the volatility of a sales end, but then some people want to have unlimited earnings. And so they go into sales for the unlimited earnings. What are you seeing? Because, I mean, we're all supportive of the program, and everybody is going to want more and more. I mean, I've already talked to a few other people, and, you know, everybody wants to be involved. I mean, I have a friend of mine, his name's Mike Frazier. He's a broadcaster, and he was in the Air Force, and his first job was broadcasting overseas. So he was doing the military broadcasting. Very interesting guy. And now this guy has come up with some programs, you know, on his own. So as Larry is meeting new people, and Mike's meeting new people, and I'm meeting new people, and that general do good again in the auto industry and then to bring the military back and help support, it's a tremendous win-win-win for everybody. And it wins in the local communities. Mike is local marketing. I mean, it's back to the 20 miles around the dealership. What are they doing to take care of the local community? And if there's any local community that's struggling, that dealer group has the ability with just their people. They don't want money. They just want people to focus on it. So I know I just took a lot for explanation, but I want to hear it because it makes sense. I see a bunch of dealer groups in our market that do training with the technical schools. So why couldn't you add right into the same thing? And it's all in the right direction.
Yeah. So Gary, it's a lot, but it was a lot, and there's a lot to this. So I'm glad you bring this up, because what I noticed is, to your point, is that when we mention about coming into this industry, the first thing that pops into mind, like you said, is selling cars. And every ad that you see out there, and I'm sure, Larry, you've noticed this and tried to help dealers maybe reframe some of the verbiage that they're using, but it'll be like, sales associate, sales. So I've actually, I've been working with some people coming up with a different way of advertising that position as well. But there's so much more than just sales associates. And I said it last year. It was part of the news clip, actually. And I'm really glad people heard that, because I'm like, we need positions, not just in the dealership level. First of all, like I said, there's space for everyone in here. Look at the manufacturers, look at the vendors that we work with, all the different positions that's available. It's not just about selling the cars. We have drivers, transportation companies, right? Some of these guys and women come out of the military and they're licensed already, to do certain tasks that we have to put and pay all this training, right? The dealers will have to, hey, let's go get them in the training, get their licensing, get this, and they've already come on board.
They've already been through it, skilled.
Yeah, they've been through it, right? And to the point earlier, and with a lot of discipline, with a lot of
with
a lot of like perseverance, they're pushing through it. And my original, my home company is Just Fitfo, and we know that means figure it the F out, right? And that is a military term. That is something that's my mantra for 30 plus years now. It's just always, hey, Katie, you have to figure it the F out. And it stuck with me. And so how do we help figure it out is by getting the right people. That's where the veterans and automotive comes up and the heart behind it. So Gary, yes, I believe that the resources out there, we don't get in front of the right people. Okay. So what I'm focused on here, and I mentioned before we went live, I have now actually had to cancel my trip. We're going to have some nasty weather, but I canceled my trip out to Vegas, which I'm really sad about, actually. But I'm really thrilled because I have meetings set up in about a 200-mile radius of here next week with talking directly to the veterans. So not just the dealers. Like, I don't want people my job is just to get dealers and vendors to sponsor this and come to this event. That's not what it's about. Now, I need help to make it happen, right? So that's where that part comes in. But getting out here and getting in front of the troops that are getting ready to process out. Now, we start months ahead of time, right? Like when I was getting ready to process out, I knew I was being discharged months ahead of time. So what do? I want to get in front of these men and women and tell them about, hey, there's some opportunities for you out here. Perfect timing is now because June 16th is our event of this year. So I encourage everyone that can hear this message from me is wherever you're located, get out and participate in that market of where your military are and get in front of them and let them know about the opportunities, and don't make it just about sales, because that is a big mistake. Get all departments out there. Vendors, if you're looking for, people to join your team in different arenas of it, go on the marks, right? Go on these boards. Like NC for me is one here in North Carolina. The VFW, I'm a combat veteran, so I actually get to participate in the VFW here now, which is really cool. So there's a lot of support there, but there are so many places like, you don't think about like the auto zones and the Jiffy Lubes or whatever, right? Like those places, they need, that's part of automotive. I'm sorry, but that is part of our industry. They're supplying parts. We're supplying, the mom and pop shop. Gary,
the education transfers
yes,
throughout all of the operations,
yeah.
and it's true. And the military, they were taught that there's an 8-hour day,
and there's a process.
Yeah, and there's a process, and to follow the process. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm like, we talk about process every darn day in meetings, and we're in clubhouse, rooms and whatnot. Mike, you hear it with me every day. We talk about this process, the discipline, right? I know you hear me. And so I'm like, guys, let's practice what we preach. If you want this, you truly want to go to the people that understand the idea of discipline, a process.
Yep.
Chain of command, like how, where do you pull this from? And I'm not saying to solve rainbows and sunshines, and every single person that gets out of the military is the perfect person for you. Trust me, there's a lot of bad seeds too, right? But that's how we get through it. I mean, let's just be real here, but that's how we can get through it. So I do look at if I can help a family, and this is going to sound sappy, but if I can save a dog's life, okay, through Canines for Warriors, if I can save a dog's life and gift a veteran out there in need, if I can help a family who is living paycheck to paycheck and, out here doing side hustles, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? If people are DoorDashing and Ubering and all those things to try to make an extra dollar, if I can take them and show them a way through our industry, and here's the key part too. Some might not like when I say this, but I'm extremely selective in who they get introduced to. That's important. I am not going to let one of our veterans get in a situation where they're looking at me and saying, Katie, you crazy. These people are nuts. Like, I'm not. And there's some bad apples in this industry too. Right?
Very easy to do in this industry. Katie, I wanted to applaud you, but I also wanted to see a look into the future, because I believe that this and what you're running and the passion that you're giving it is not only nationwide but worldwide eventually, and it can happen really, really quick. And what are some of your visions to make it go that big, or do you even want to make it go that big? Because it is bigger than all of us, and it involves families. It involves the people that we love, and they served and are now treated like crap, like Larry kind of said. But I'm kind of late on it.
All we have to do to solve this problem is put the military people in Congress. They're used to making smart decisions under fire, and put the Congress and senators in battle and let them see what it's like to risk your life for your country for no money. Instead of lollygagging around and shutting down the country.
For no money.
Larry, I lived on a ship for 3 years. If you ever saw a ship back in the early 90s, I lived with little roaches, right? Like, I'm not even trying to lie. It was, people think cruise ship. I'm like, nah. This is like 3-rack high, squeezed in. My shipmates, I say, I was on the USS Yellowstone. And I always say that's the original Yellowstone, right? I'll tell you about the Yellowstone. It's like,
that's not Yogi and Boo Boo Bear.
No, right. But, Mike, I love that you asked me that. And I want to address that, because the vision is huge. Like, the vision is there. It's big. And there is the sky's the limit, right? We have troops that are stationed all over the world, and they also will be serving their last term, enlistment days, and they need to come back home or decide what they're going to do. So why wouldn't we reach out and speak to people abroad as well and make this big? So right now there's plans in the work to take this around the United States, a couple other locations, which is amazing. But you guys, listen, I'm not, I'm a multi-millionaire sitting over here like, what do I want to do with my money? So it takes time, because I have to build it. I have to have the sponsors. I can't stress that enough. I need the help. And so, as you guys know, I'm sure the events are not cheap, right? Just traveling around and meeting everybody, it takes money. So I really do encourage people to reach out. If they really want to help, I say to dealers and the vendors, if you talk all this like Happy Veterans Day and they have these sales to sell cars on Memorial Day and Veterans Day, right? Well, let's put our money where our mouth is and let's really help the people that are here that served. And don't make it just about having a sale at your dealership, but make it about really pouring into the people and helping. So, and I want to help do that. So reach out and help. Let's help.
that local community vibe is definitely, I say everywhere people are starving for it. And just to have the community reach, I love it. I'm going to introduce you to a few of my friends because I'm hoping that he's watching it right now, Mike Frazier, because he's got some pretty good ideas. And then there's places where he teaches fiscal responsibility, where people now today need to understand and not put themselves in terrible situations where they owe too much on a car. So, and he's an Air Force veteran. But
Gary, another name locally is Renee Danino. She used to be on the radio a whole bunch of years.
Okay.
And now she's on Channel 3.
Okay.
But she is big in the military and the dogs that help the military.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
we might double team her.
Did you guys know? I'm sorry. Do you guys know who's emceeing the event? Did you see who's emceeing talking about veterans? I got to give them a huge shout out. I was waiting, but
the boys.
The MC.
Are the boys the coffee guys?
Gas and coffee, dude.
Oh, that's very cool.
Fred and Lou. Do you want to talk about the energy that's going to be there?
And both of those guys are. And both of those guys are ex-military. And both those guys.
Yes, Army and Air Force, I believe. Don't go. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's good.
So we've got Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard. It's so funny because you need to be at this event because the way that we have this set up is so much fun as well. We've got people walking around with the tickets and it's like, hey, if you drop and give me 10, you get some tickets. If you for the giveaways. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's also so incredibly not just like inspirational, but educational because you think about Damien. He's going to be right now because, Damien could change something up last minute. He could change his mind what he's going to talk about, but that's okay. Damien's going to really talk about overcoming, how to work through that process and changes and overcoming those battles emotionally, mentally. So, and I'm never going to say it as eloquently as Damien. I'm one of his biggest fans. So having him there is just incredible for me to have him there as a keynote. So awesome. Anyway, so there's going to be exercises. We have, if you don't mind me mentioning, I do have, now a couple people are looking at this and perhaps participating, but I have a sponsorship that's available to do a collaboration exercise. It's about teamwork and collaboration. And it's, they will be like the center of it actually doing the exercise, right? As the speaker for it. So I do have that left to find that perfect person to do that. So this is going to be interesting. It's through the golf simulator and the axe throwing competition together. And you have to learn how to communicate, have clarity, and really know okay, these are the directives, follow the process and see what team wins. A little competition. That's going to be fun.
Duck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be fun. But it's amazing. And so we have, like I said, we have somebody on site that's going to be helping with resume building. Mental health is a real thing. When you get out of the military, some of these men and women,
so is
years later. I mean, I didn't realize what I was going through until years and years and years later, based upon, because I was in the age of suck it up buttercup. I mean, that was how I grew up. I mean,
PTSD lives, unfortunately, it lives in the auto industry, and that needs to continue to be addressed.
Yeah. And that's why Damien's here. That's what Damien's doing. Absolutely. And you all know my mascot, Honey. She's over here taking a nap. That's my dog for my traumas, and that's my trained. She's not a service dog. She's a trained ESA dog, though. So that's our mascot. What you see, the golden retriever.
Yeah,
my honey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think I told you before, if she were red, she would have been my childhood dog. Yeah, Rufus.
Rufus. And I had a dog named Rufus. I had a Cocker Spaniel that was red, almost like the color of my hair right now. But anyway.
Katie, we're going to do whatever we can to help you with this.
Yeah.
The cause is beautiful. We appreciate that. The veterans certainly appreciate you. And we encourage everyone to get involved. She's doing God's work here. She's taking care of the people that kept our country safe. And we'll help you. The three of us will help you any way we can.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys. I will never forget where I come from. I will never forget who is the first people to reach out. And Mike, I went back and listened to the last.
I was gonna post it, and I said I'm not gonna stir it up.
But Mike, all these years I've said your name, and that's why I just will say Barkin Larkin now. I was like, "Are you serious?" And someone said, "No, Katie, you called him Mark." I was like, "What? No." I think it was.
Katie, it's okay. Mike does occasionally forget where he comes from, but that's usually on St. Patrick's Day Eve.
You can call me anything but late for dinner.
Oh, Mike, you're so sweet. Yeah.
All right, we'll reach back out individually and collectively, Katie, to help you. And thank you so much for being on our podcast.
No, thank you guys so
we
much. Thanks for letting me share.
Awesome. Everybody, next week, we've heard it, NADA, the banners and the flags. Enjoy NADA, but I know I'm going to be nice and comfortable home here.
No, you're not. You're going to be shoveling snow like me.
I want to shout out to a few. Ken Luna at the Ford Direct booth. Larry and Ian at the Lethal Sales booth with sticks. Mackie Hughes, United Car Care. Mark Trahan, Armor All. I'm going to be watching and keeping close. It should be a good year. 2026. February should be pretty busy. And Katie, I really hope I'm trying to my nephew had a baby, him and his wife, and there's two babies that I haven't met in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm going to try to plan the trip to come down and visit them and attend the conference. So
that'll be lovely. Your ticket's sitting here for you, sir. 6/16/26.
I see it. I got it put down. So
beautiful weather, June 16th. It'll be beautiful.
It's beautiful down there. I know.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you between now and the event. We'll definitely have you back on. And thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Ringing from you guys. What's going on? Thank you.
Make it easy.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.